All right, I think yeah, it has started. So yeah, here we are. I don't know if hang on, let me turn on at least a light a little bit, at least a little bit of light up in here, to kind of set the stage as the PBF continues to roll on forward. We got about 11, 12 matches left for most teams. The Omaha Supernovas are leading the way in the PBF right now. This Omaha squad, continues to win. Orlando, Atlanta, and Indy are right behind them right now as the teams to stay up top. Vegas has fell a little bit. Grand Rapids, San Diego, and Columbus kind of just muck up in the bottom tier right now. But again, a lot of teams have about 11, 10, 9, not a lot of games left. Not a lot of games left in the PBF. Not a lot of games. That's okay. That's okay. Let's take a look at the league leaders real quick. You know what I'm saying? League leaders, stats. Where do we even go? Do we go with team? Do we go with individual? I'm going to go with individual. We'll go with individual stats. We've got a lot of talk about today, as far as volleyball goes. I think at the end of the day, we have some good things. League One volleyball, Atlanta's clinched a playoff spot. League One standings are kind of mid right now, to be quite honest with you. It's just Atlanta, Houston, and then everybody else kind of, just there. Big thing, the Nashville Sports Council has set up a triple header. It's going to be huge. One of these games will be on ABC. That'll be the Nebraska Kentucky game, but there's also Purdue, Tennessee, and Illinois Vanderbilt on Sunday. Going to be one fun weekend. Why don't we just go to the League One volleyball standings, to be quite honest with you. You look at the League One volleyball standings again. It's just kind of there. Those teams are just kind of there. It's just been a rough time, for anybody not named Houston or Atlanta. You have guys like Lexi Rodriguez, waiting to get her spot in the shine. You have League One volleyball putting their games on YouTube because what they did have was not working for them. Their own little thing was not working for them. Hint, hint. A certain indoor football league. Hint, hint. Because nobody was paying to watch for one league. But, I'm not gonna go crazy into that today. But yeah, League One volleyball is just kind of there. It is looking like a collision course of Atlanta and Houston yet again in the League One volleyball finals. But I don't know. Every other team is under 500 right now, and it's kind of annoying. It's kind of hard to, see very, very talented women, just have losing records like this. But it is what it is. And again, going back to the other thing, real quick to really kind of talk about it. And again, this kind of just speaks to how bad, things have been, because I haven't really been able to watch too much of PBF or League One. It's just been rough, because, the way things are kind of already set. And yeah, here's that big triple header in Nashville, the Broadway block party, as they call it. Again, Nebraska, Kentucky, going to be a big one. Purdue, Tennessee, going to be a big one. Illinois, Vanderbilt, going to be a big one in Nashville. And speaking of Nebraska, beach volleyball team is like the only beach volleyball team that is on my timeline, which is telling me a lot of things about college beach volleyball in a way, and it's kind of annoying. That's going to be huge. Again, those games on August 31st are going to be huge for the PBF, or not for the PBF, for college volleyball in general, man. And last, but certainly not least, guess who's got a TV deal, guys? The PBF. Well, no, the PBF has a TV deal already, but the AVP has a TV deal. Yes. We saw what happened with the Manhattan Beach and the Huntington Beach Opens. We saw what happened with those, and a couple weeks ago, this was announced. This huge deal in which the AVP League Championship will be live on CBS during Labor Day weekend. It'll be beautiful to watch, the league championship, even though and again, I've had my issues with the AVP to where I've said I wasn't going to say too much about it during the summer because of the league being a thing. But again, most of the time, there's going to be a prime time weekly, thing for the CW on Saturdays, and starting Memorial Day weekend, CBS will get to air a couple of big time matchups on their network, and again, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be very, very beautiful. These 8 teams, which again, it's been kind of rough to be quite honest, watching, these so-called teams, battle through a season to get to a championship or a league, that doesn't really make any sense. But hey, it's professional beach volleyball, which showed promise on Ion and CW. I thought Ion would get some of this, but instead it's going to be CBS. And again, I just don't know. The CW is racking up sports rights left and right. They're racking up a track and field thing too. Why not Ion? Why isn't Ion doing anything? I'm literally begging the guys at Script Sports to be like, hey, can y'all pick up some volleyball next year? You have the NWSL, you have the WNBA. I'm gonna ask them to pick up the PWHL too. They need to pick up some more women's sports. They say they want to be committed. Go pick up some more, please. I'm begging you. I am begging you. Pick it up for me, so I can consistently watch something on a Saturday. But yeah, the Saturday night deal, it's going to be mostly Saturday nights on CW. Some games, some of the matches will air on CBS Sports Networks. Even less will be on big CBS. But hey, that's huge in and of itself. CBS airing professional volleyball games, which has that ever even happened outside of a CBS Sports Spectacular? I don't even know. But with the momentum that volleyball is continuing to gain towards the Olympics, I think we're at a crossroads right now to where we can make this sport even greater, And, again, a lot of people are kind of on the AVP tour, having a whole league or whatever. But now with this TV deal, this could be intriguing to watch throughout the summer. So I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to definitely keep my eyes, especially on those Saturday nights on the CW, because let's be real, there's not much on a Saturday night in the summertime. That triple header, man, that Nebraska-Kentucky game will be huge. Nebraska has a new coach, a lot of moving pieces due to the transfer portal and everything like that, a lot of moving coaches, which we'll talk about, more towards August. I don't really want to talk about, collegiate, volleyball right now in a sense of, hey, this is what's happening in college volleyball. I'm definitely excited for this triple header that's going to be in August. I'm going to be excited, for the PBF and the League One volleyball to continue their momentum, and the AVP tour, which is really the biggest news out of all this because this came out of left field. But this is something that the CW wanted because they wanted more live sports, and CBS even got a little bit of a piece of it. So, yeah, for BDU, I'm going to get on up out of here. We're going to talk this week in indoor football tomorrow. Going to be a rough time. I'm going to be telling you this right now. I'm going to have a little bit of a thing to say, but that's tomorrow. Good night, everybody.